Hey there, it's Heather Hakes. Welcome back to my channel. Do you feel like you're struggling your way through life? No matter what you do, you're not creating change? Today, I'm going to share with you my 5C framework to help you break the cycle and start living a life you can't wait to wake up to. Before we dive in, I want to offer you a free resource. The first step to creating change in your life is always awareness. I will include a link below, but it's also on my website, heatherhakes.com. Take the life assessment. There are two things I love talking about in life, and it's mindset and manifesting. And your life is only as good as your mindset, and you are manifesting every single moment, whether or not you're aware of it. Today, if you feel like you're struggling or not making progress in life, it is because you are missing one or more of this 5C framework, and that's exactly what I'm going to coach you through today. I love the idea of quantum leaps, and here's what it simply means. A quantum leap seems like an often sudden shift, like overnight success, maybe going from broke to having that huge financial breakthrough, maybe being single for a prolonged period and meeting the one. But I want you to know that quantum leaps can be natural when you understand the game of life and how to play it. The idea of that, I've already done a video on how to play and win at the game of life. I will link it to this, but I want you to understand that miracles are natural. And anytime you are struggling and efforting, it is an internal block, and I want to help you break free from that. When you truly understand life is mental, life is a mindset game, and that as within, so without. This is a Hermetic principle, the law of correspondence. Life is simply a reflection of your state of being, and when you understand that it's an energetic game and an identity game, you become unstoppable, and that's what I want to help you do. So let's dive in and get to it. My 5C framework, this is something I've created, but it is crucial and key in this idea of reality creation. So let's get to it. Step number one in the 5C framework, I'm going to use a different color. First step, you have to have clarity. Most people don't. Most people are so focused on their problems and what's not working in their life, and then they wonder why they stay stuck. If you don't have clarity, if you don't have clear vision, it would be like driving down the road with blindfolds on. You wouldn't do that, so why are you living your life that way? So step number one, I want you to take a moment and do this in real time. Get clear. What do you want in your health and in your finances and relationships and business? I have a free resource on my website. If you haven't taken it yet, take the life assessment. It guides you through this exactly. But this is the first step to creating change in your life. You have to have clarity. You have to have a direction. Your mind likes direction. It likes giving it vision, somewhere to go. And I'm all about forward focus. Here's another reason why most people lack clarity. If you're focused on dwelling on the past, again, it's like driving down the road, looking in the rear view mirror. You're going to crash and burn. So stop doing that. Once you gain clarity, what it is you want in this life, then it's that second piece is understanding who do you need to be? Who do you need to become? What does that version 2.0 of you look like? If this is new to you and you want to fast track where you are to where you could be and thriving in all areas of life, I provide one-on-one coaching. I will include a link below, but I invite you to apply and schedule your free call. So that's the first step, clarity. What do you want in life? What do you want? And you can have anything. The sky is not the limit, your belief system is. What do you want? And who do you need to be? I want to emphasize the idea of who do you need to be. In today's culture, there's so much that hustle and grind mentality. There's so much focus and programming and conditioning on doing. Hustle and grind mentality and outworking each other. That's what's creating all the internal resistance and actually creating more struggle in your life. When you understand who you need to be, emanating that energy, that frequency, life can be easy. In fact, let it be easy. So we need to start here. Step number one to creating these quantum leaps and getting unstuck in life is having clarity. I want you to do this work. Don't just be watching this content. I want you to actually do it. I'm walking you through Reality Creation 101. All right, step number two. Once you have clarity, the second step is confidence. This is about having confidence in yourself. And let's talk about the opposite of this. And again, why most people stuck and are struggling. Been there, done that. If you lack confidence, here's what it looks like. Self-doubt, this is the biggest thing, holding people back, keeping you stuck. Self-doubt, insecure, feeling unworthy. Total bummer, right? But these are all states of being. These are just mental, emotional states. And when you become self-aware and you flip the script, create this version 2.0, this is how you can dissolve all this. This is not who you are. This is learned behavior and it's just mismanagement of thoughts. So think about it. If you're full of self-doubt, if you feel insecure and you feel unworthy, and that's your operating system, that's what's driving your behaviors, you're going to end up with shitty results. I'll be point blank, you will. So you have to overcome these and create confidence in yourself, self-belief, talking yourself into greatness instead of out of it. I want to give you an example. A few years ago, I'm a road runner, but I decided to challenge myself and I wanted to run a marathon because to me, running a marathon was a big feat, and it is. Not only is it mental, yes, it's physical, but 100% it is more mental than anything. And I remember on my training runs, and this is why to this day, I still do physical feats all of the time, because when I'm training myself through physical feats, I'm building my mindset muscle and I have become unstoppable. I'm resilient, I persevere, I have the energy, the confidence, and the mindset that I can do anything I want in this life. And so can you. But by training for and running this marathon, literally on my training runs, my mantras were, I am strong, I am capable, I am a finisher. I am strong, I am capable, I am a finisher. And when it actually got to race day, running my race, the first 23 miles were a breeze. I'm not making that up. I was in flow, but I had trained for 20 weeks, right? So life is this game of it's this journey and who you become in the journey. But those first 23 miles in flow, but those last 3.2, holy, thank God I had 20 weeks of training, building that mindset muscle, because it was an uphill battle, but I got to the end in 4 hours, 14 minutes. My goal was 4:20 or less. So I want you to know that when you put your mind to it, when you show up for yourself, when you create confidence and self-belief, watch out, because you become unstoppable. So now we have clarity and confidence. This is really key. You have to have self-belief, because when you have the identity and the thoughts and the feelings of feeling confident, you will take consistent action to get you to where you want to be. All right, let's move into the third step of this 5C framework. Third one. I'm using the word here, conviction. Now, the second one was all about having confidence and self-belief, but conviction goes even deeper. Having conviction is like embedding it, cementing it into your state of being, into your subconscious mind. When you have conviction that is inevitable, that is such a strong mental, emotional state that you need in order to persevere. So I want you to understand that the third step in this framework is clarity, confidence, conviction. And this is what many people lack. But when you have conviction, it sends out way more than confidence, way more than self-belief. But that energy, that frequency is going to help you keep showing up. So conviction that what you want is inevitable. All right. Let's get to the fourth one. All right, this is a big one. I love this idea. So once you have clarity, you know what, let me just keep these going. So we have clarity, confidence, conviction. 4 is certainty. Now here's why certainty is important. When you're in this journey, closing the gap from where you are to where you want to be, the old you, the old identity of you is going to want to pull you back into the familiar, the known. And this is where most people quit. Mental wobbling. The self-doubt creeps back in, the fear, the worry, and then they fall back into default mode. When you create certainty, is certainty beyond logic. So for example, let's say you barely have enough money to get by, but you have this goal, 6-figure income, and you create certainty that it is inevitable, that you know. So this is that knowing, and you have certainty beyond logic. This is kind of that idea of being delusional. And at some point you do have to be delusional because you haven't yet experienced this new reality. But when you have certainty, it'll help you to keep showing up. Remember, certainty beyond logic, certainty beyond logic. Because when you're in this journey, I consider it an initiation. Some people talk about the universe is testing you. The universe is not testing you. Life is only responding to you, responding to your energy, your thoughts, and state of being. But on this journey, going from where you are to where you want to be, the initiation, if you have certainty and that old version of you is clawing, trying to keep you in the known and the familiar, you will be able to overcome that mental wobble and keep going and build that resilience to keep showing up. All right, so now that we have certainty, we're gonna get to the final one. All right, the 5th step in this framework, maybe you've guessed it, maybe not, is the idea of congruence. Now, you've heard the idea before that actions speak louder than words. People can talk a big game. You can talk a big game about wanting change and you're doing the things, but actions speak louder than words. So congruence, being congruent, having congruency is now thinking, feeling, being in alignment. So actually, let me draw this out for you. Apparently lost a marker. All right, so think about this. When you are being congruent and you're on this journey, you've stepped into version 2.0. So this is you. We're on the journey. When you have congruence in your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, and you are being congruent to that version of you that you want to be, to that you're moving towards the life that you want, you're thinking, feeling, and being that person, being that confident, certain individual, your manifestations are inevitable. You are showing up as that person. So the final step, once you have clarity, remember, this is key. You have to know where you're going. You have to have confidence and self-belief. You have to have conviction that it is yours, which will help create that certainty that it is inevitable. And finally, taking congruent, consistent, aligned actions is how you close the gap from where you are to where you want to be. And this is how you create those quantum leaps. So here's what let me bring in real quick the idea of quantum leaps in the quantum field so you understand how manifestations come into play. Everything that I just talked about right here is the idea of what you have to do in the mental, physical planes. But what I want to talk about is the 3 planes of existence, so you know how this whole thing works in tandem. So, here's where I want to talk about the spiritual. Can you see this color? Yeah. Spiritual, mental, physical. So once you put these 5 C's into play, you have the clarity, confidence, certainty, congruence, conviction. Once you have all of those in play, that's only 2 pieces of the pie. Down here, we've only touched on the mental and the physical. So how do you connect to the spiritual realm? This is known as the superconscious, the quantum field. How do you connect to the quantum field to create the quantum leaps in your life? You have to understand where you are. The fact that you desire something means you can have it. But all parallel realities already exist. All creation is finished. So this is kind of mind-boggling, but it's real. If you think of it like, all right, let's say up here is like the millionaire version of you. And here is the 6-figure version of you. And here is the struggling version of you. And a bazillion more realities. Bazillion more realities. If you understand that all realities already exist, and based on your frequency, your energy, your embodiment, your state of being is going to determine what frequency, what reality you are experiencing. So remember, when most people are living their life by default in autopilot, living unconscious, you're going to be living in these lower vibrational states. No judgment, but that's not where you want to be. These are low vibrational states. These are high vibrational states. I'm going to bring in the quote I love by Nikola Tesla. If you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And when you truly get that, the fact that you have a desire for something means it's already yours on a different timeline, and it comes down to you creating the energetic alignment. So, a millionaire version of you is already out there, a happily married with kids or whatever it is you desire, already out there, that business success, already out there. So how do you connect to these parallel realities, and how do you break free? It all comes down to understanding these three planes of existence. The spiritual realm, think of this as your super conscious, that's source, energy, God, the quantum field where all realities, all potentials already exist. Remember, you're not creating anything, you are manifesting thought into form. That's why I think of, I say this often, but I'm gonna share it here. My definition of God in this 3D human experience is this: you are here to generate ordered desires. You are here in this 3D physical realm to play. This can be one grand adventure when you wake up from amnesia, when you wake up from living in unconscious and autopilot, and put this 5C framework into play. Once you have the 5C framework into play and you want to create your quantum leaps, here's how you do it. You are here to generate ordered desires, understanding everything's already created. And when you can mentally and physically embody the frequency of already having, that is how you create quantum leaps. One process, one formula. Do not complicate this. When you understand life is an energy game and you embody that frequency of already having using this 5C framework, life becomes one big game. Life becomes whatever you want it to be. Now, I would love to hear from you. What are your takeaways? What are your ahas? What are your questions or comments about this? Share them down below. And give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of content. Finally, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you're the first to know when new videos drop. And I'll catch you on the next one.